Welcome, everyone. Today, we are kicking off our journey into TypeScript, one of the most popular tools in modern web development. If you have ever worked with JavaScript and wish for fewer bugs, clearer code, and smarter autocomplete, TypeScript is about to be your new best friend. In this session, we will explore what TypeScript is, why developers love it, and how you can start using it in your projects right away. So let's dive in and get started with TypeScript. So, what exactly is TypeScript? Think of it as a supercharged version of JavaScript. TypeScript is a programming language built right on top of JavaScript, which means everything you can do in JavaScript, you can also do in TypeScript, but with some awesome extras. It was developed by Microsoft, and its main superpower is something called static typing. This means you can define what kind of data your variables and functions should handle, like saying, this should always be a number or this should always be a string. And why does that matter? Because it helps you catch errors early before your code even runs. So instead of discovering bugs at runtime, TypeScript spots them as you code, saving you a ton of debugging time later. Now that we know what TypeScript is, let's talk about why it actually matters. On the left side, we have explained JavaScript. The main problem here is that errors only show up when you run your program. You might write something that looks like fine, but boom, you only discover the mistake when it's already breaking in the browser. And as projects grow larger, that becomes a nightmare to maintain. Now, on the right side, we have TypeScript. It changes the game by catching errors before you even run the code. Your editor can highlight problems in real time. It also makes your code more readable and easier to collaborate on, especially in teams, because everyone can see what types of data a function expects or returns. And finally, TypeScript isn't just a nice to have anymore, it has become a standard in modern frameworks like Angular, React, and Node.js. So, learning it sets you up for success in real world development. Alright, so how exactly does TypeScript build on top of JavaScript? Think of TypeScript as a JavaScript with extra features for safety and scalability. On the JavaScript side, everything is dynamically typed, meaning you can assign any kind of data to a variable and JavaScript won't complain. There's also no compile step, so you just write and run your code directly. That makes it great for quick scripts or smaller projects, but it can get messy as your code base grows. Now, on the TypeScript side, we have some structure. It uses static typing, which means you declare what type of data a variable holds. Then, TypeScript compiles down to plain JavaScript, so it still runs everywhere JavaScript does. This makes TypeScript ideal for big projects, especially when multiple developers are working together, because you can explicitly define types, making the code predictable and easier to maintain. So, why do developers absolutely love using TypeScript? First, it makes debugging predictable and easier. Because of static typing, many bugs are caught before you even run your code. So instead of chasing errors in the browser, you fix them right in your editor. Speaking of editors, TypeScript has fantastic tooling support, especially in VS Code. Features like IntelliSense gives you smart autocompletion, type hints, and even real-time feedback while you code. It's like having a mini code assistant built in. It has also gained strong adoption across major companies like Google, Microsoft, and Airbnb, which tells us it is battle tested and trusted for large scale production applications. And best of all, TypeScript plays perfectly with your existing JavaScript code. You can start small, gradually add types, and migrate at your own pace. No need to rewrite everything. Okay, now that we know what TypeScript is and why it matters, let us get our hands dirty and set it up. Setting up TypeScript is super simple. All you need is Node.js and npm installed on your computer. Once you've got that, just open your terminal and type the magic code. So let's have a quick demo. You need to create a folder on your desktop and maybe name it as TypeScript. And then we need to open Visual Studio Code. And in our VS Code, we will open our project. Once you open your project, you need to make sure that you have installed Node.js. In order for you to install Node.js, you need to go to nodejs.org and make sure that you get the latest version of Node.js. Now, after installing Node.js on your computer, let's go to terminal and you need to put here npm install-g, then type script in order for you to use TypeScript inside your computer. Let's press enter. All right, added one package. So it means that TypeScript is already inside our computer. This code installs TypeScript globally because of the -g, which means you can use the tsc command that stands for TypeScript compiler. And we can check if it's really installed in our computer. Let's type here tsc-b and we have version 5.9.3. Okay, in order for us to test it out, let's create a simple project folder inside it so you can initialize TypeScript configuration by running tsc init. It means we will initialize and we will write our very first TypeScript program with the classic hello world. Let's press enter. We have tsconfig.json here. Now let's write our first program. Let's have here a file. Let's create a new file and let's name this as hello.ts. TS is the extension of the TypeScript file. Okay, inside this, let's add let message. So message is the variable name and let's have your string. We will explain more of this later. And then after the equal, let's have hello TypeScript. And then the semicolon. Let's have console.log in order to display this in our terminal. Then semicolon again. Here, we are declaring a variable called message, and we are telling TypeScript of its type, which is a string. So to run it, we need first to compile it into regular JavaScript. So in the terminal, we need to put here tsc and then the name of our file, which is hello.ts. Okay, you will notice this will generate a new file called hello.js, which is a pure JavaScript. Now we can run this in node.js by having node and then hello.js. Okay, so we have here hello TypeScript. If you will go to hello.js, it's almost the same like the TypeScript version, but the TypeScript enables you to have lots of security, which we will explain more in other episodes. So you've officially gone from zero to your first working TypeScript setup and program. Thank you for joining me here at Quick Chain Lessons by Chain Academy. If you want more videos like this, please visit our courses at www.chain-academy.io.